With this thing, I mean, crikey, I think I'd even get my pumpkin head through that. So, you know,
I'm not sure.
Yeah, let's not try and find out.
Welcome to the channel today. We've got a really cool set of designs to go through. A team that is very close to my heart. It's definitely my Spanish team. Designed a lot of their kits over the years and have a massive soft spot for them. So I'm starting off with a kit that's actually from 1982, Rob.
Wow.
And I'm sure if I show you that one, you'll remember the star player who they'd signed, who thought was going to be the saviour for them at the time.
I feel like that was probably Diego Maradona, wasn't it?
It was indeed. So what I love about this is you're thinking this is 1982, right?
Yeah.
And actually they've got quite a lot of really nice details on it. They've got a pivot armhole in there with what is deemed nowadays quite a basic fabric.
But 40 years ago.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, that's actually quite a groundbreaking little design there with the Airtex mesh in there as a pivot armhole. So already kind of thinking outside the box, if you like. The collar itself, it's actually been really well made as well.
Yep.
There's a bit of starch in there, so there's a little bit of firmness to it. And actually, I quite like the fact that they flip the colours on the opposite side.
Yep.
So again, if you look at the price back in those days, it was $7.99.
Wow.
Which obviously was probably what pesetas at the time.
I think you could buy a house for 500 quid back then.
But anyway, so just having a bit of fun with it. But we really do obviously love the vintage shirts that are on offer, and we are going to do an awful lot more about it. But we just thought it would be a nice way to tee up some of the Barca kits that are actually on offer today. So where we are with the Barcelona kits, we know they've got the 3 different kits. Home kit, we've got this kind of 3rd, 4th European kit, and then obviously we've got the away kit, which actually isn't here today. But one of the things that we talked about was when we reviewed this the last time, we were concerned that it wasn't too different from the home kit. When you put them side by side, visually they are different, most definitely. But I think the argument would be, to your point, if they were playing against Villa, they would not be able to wear any of these kits.
Yeah, absolutely. I understand the notion of wanting a European kit, and back at the start of my career working with Lazio, they were getting 4 kits every season. They'd have home away and European home and away.
Yeah.
And even back then, it just felt like a cash grab. I feel like a 3rd kit should have a purpose.
Yeah.
And so should a 4th kit. If you can get as far as Napoli and have 13 kits, then you know, you're probably running out of opposition that you're going to clash with at that point.
Yeah, definitely. As I said, we reviewed this, but the home kit we're going to have a little look at today.
It's pro version, right?
This is the pro version, yeah. And I've got to say, again, I love what Nike's done, but the Spanish teams, we've reviewed Adidas's Real Madrid, absolute pants.
Yep.
We absolutely slated it. And I've got to say, this isn't a million miles away from it. The only reason why this would possibly score high, I think visually I quite like it. I like the graphic on it. The fabric's okay. It's not too dissimilar to all the others. But when I look at what they've done for like Inter Milan, the graphics were amazing. And this is the biggest club in Spanish football with the history and the heritage. But it almost feels like the club itself. It's a little bit in decline.
Yeah, it can't decide what it wants to be.
Yeah,
There's just so much going on.
So a bit disappointed with it. So if I'm really honest, and I'm sorry to say this, but I would probably mark that about a 3 or a 4. At best.
I wouldn't argue with that.
And I'm disappointed because I absolutely adore Barcelona. I absolutely love them. I love what they stand for. I love their stripes. I love everything about them. Don't like the fact that they're going into a Superliga, but that's another conversation. But
they're in the Europa League at the moment.
Yeah, exactly. But what we're also going to have a look at, so Subside Sports, they've been able to get their hands on some of the training product as well, which we don't normally look at, but we've made an exception because I think Nike have done a really good job with a lot of their training product.
Yeah.
Again, fabrication-wise, really nice. There's a lot of nice technology through some of the applications of the zips, and there's a little bit of bonding on the bottom of the zipper there, which just is a nice little detail.
Yeah.
These kind of lifestyle cues that are coming through on some of the product. You turn it to the inside and there's a nice bonded chin guard there just to give you protection, and then it's all bonded to the inside again. But by and large, I think it's actually a really nice training kit. I would be really pleased to get that if I was playing for Barca.
Yeah, it does. It feels really premium. You've got the thumb loop in there, the detailing on the rib around the bicep, although how Adama Traore would wrap that around his preposterous guns, I don't really know.
Yeah.
But in terms of the value for money from a pure garment perspective, the training line feels much more premium and valuable than the playing kit. There's so many details, features, beautiful fabrics under the arm here. It's got almost like the pinprick perforations
Yeah.
within it. It's, you know, a really nice piece. I've talked before about necklines on team kits that you can't get your head through. And with this thing, I mean, crikey, I think I'd even get my pumpkin head through that. So, you know,
I'm not sure.
yeah, let's not try and find out. So yeah, a bit disappointing to have a Turkish fridge manufacturer on the back of it, but
Yeah,
you know,
money talks.
Exactly.
I tell you, the one thing I think we are a little bit split on is the graphics and how they've done it.
We are.
I absolutely love them. I love the fact that it looks like they've reverberated on the style.
Yeah.
You know, and it definitely looks deliberate. It doesn't look like the screen print has slipped.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I'm a fan of it,
I like
actually.
the idea of it. I don't think they've gone far enough with it.
Yeah.
It doesn't feel quite...
Maybe it's an extra colour or something.
Yeah,
Because it definitely
exactly.
works better on the swoosh as it does on the Barca crest.
Like that does look a bit like it's slipped off its frame, whereas if there was another colour with it, and same with that, even if it was just a tiny edge of the red and a tiny edge of the blue around that, it just ground the
Yeah, I mean,
concept a little bit
I
more.
was going to say that is a concept I think could look really smart. You know, and then imagine thinking of how that would then interpretate itself within a kit. But yeah, by and large, I think the training product, as you say, for me is strong. The game day uniforms for me are not as strong.
If that was a third kit, if that was the European kit instead of that one, what are you marking that?
I would probably give that a good 6, if not 7. And I'd probably go to 6 because, to your point, if they'd have just pushed the graphics just that little bit more. I mean, would you dare to do it on the sponsors logo? Imagine if they'd taken the pink that we've got there, and that's almost done as well. So they've really gone for it. I think that would have been quite interesting to see. So yeah, I think the training stuff's nice. Football kits, not so. Sorry, Nike.
Well, we'd love to know your opinions and thoughts on it in the comments, even your opinions on Craig saying that Barcelona are the biggest team in Spain. I'm sure there's plenty of Real Madrid fans watching that would disagree with that. So feel free to argue in the comments. That's what they're there for. If you've enjoyed the video, press that like button. And if you don't want to miss any of our controversial opinions in the future, remember to subscribe. Thank you.
That was a bit of a wank, thank you. Do we not want to say Spark Channel, by the way? Welcome to the Spark Channel. Welcome to the channel today. We've got a really cool set of